Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss here the topic in the chapter molar mass and its determination of a polymer chemistry. In the unit of molar mass and its determination, there is one topic ultracentrifugations or a sedimentation method. Today in the today's lecture we have to discuss about the ultracentrifugation techniques or sedimentation methods. It is we have to write here some points. From that point we have to again explain about the ultracentrifugation techniques. In the first point we says that it is a modern and widely used method. Ultracentrifugation method is a modern and widely used method. It is used to determine the molecular weight of a high polymer. T. Svedbergs and his co-workers proposed this method. Therefore, this method is also called as a T. Svedberg method, as well as the equation which is applied to the sedimentation method is called as a T. Svedberg equations. In that ultracentrifugations technique, there is a fall of a colloidal particle in a viscous medium, and the colloidal particle is sedimented under the influence of a gravitational force. In sedimentation or ultracentrifugation technique, there is a fall of a colloidal particle. It takes place in a viscous medium. The colloidal particle is sedimented under the influence of gravitational force, but this sedimentation rate is low for given polymer sample as well as colloidal particle in a viscous medium. In order to increase this sedimentation rate by applying the centrifuge technique, that means we have to apply here a centrifuge technique for fast sedimentation under the influence of gravitational force as well as under the influence of a centrifugal force. There are two different methods for sedimentation. First one is the sedimentation velocity method and second one is the sedimentation equilibrium method. These two methods are used for two different purposes. That means in that slide we have to discuss about the uses. The method 1, that means sedimentation velocity method, is used to find out the number average molar mass, and method 2, that is the sedimentation equilibrium method, is used to find out the weight average molar mass of a given polymer sample. Now in the from these two methods, first of all we have to take some information about the first one method, sedimentation velocity method. In the first point we says that the sedimentation velocity method is a very quicker method, that means it is a fast method. In that method the polymer sample is placed in a centrifuge tube and it is rotated. Polymer sample is placed in a centrifuge tube and it is rotated. That means these colloidal particle of a polymer sample is sedimented under the influence of gravitational field as well as under the influence of centrifugal force. By applying the Stokes law, it is possible to correlate the sedimentation coefficient with the molecular weight, expression known as Svedberg equation. In the sedimentation velocity method, the sedimentation centrifuge tube, in sedimentation velocity method, centrifuge tube is rotated 65,000 rpm, that means rotation per minute. is rotated under the 65,000 rpm, that means 65,000 rotation per minute. In that diagram we have to explain here, this is the axis of rotation, this is the axis of rotation where the centrifuge tube is attached. In that centrifuge tube solution is placed, that means polymer sample solution is placed in that solution cell or centrifuge tube. This tube is rotated by using axis of rotation, and the reading is taken at a time t1. Let x in that solution tube, in the second solution cell, there is a boundary is formed between the solvent and solution. Let x1 be the distance from the axis of rotation to the boundary at a time t1, and x2 is the distance of a boundary from the axis of rotation at a time t2, and x3 is the distance of a boundary from axis of rotation at a time t3. That means in that diagram, if the solution cell is rotated, in that diagram we have to say here, in that diagram if the solution cell is rotated through the axis of rotation, then there is a boundary is formed between the solvent and solution, and after some time this boundary changes its position. Therefore x1, x2 and x3 are the distances of the boundary from the axis of rotation at a time t1, t2 and t3. If this solution cell, in the sedimentation velocity method, this solution cell is rotated by 65,000 rpm, that means rotation per minute, then the particles, colloidal particles, are sedimented under the influence of gravitational force as well as under the influence of centrifugal force, and reading is taken here. From this observation we have to find out here the sedimentation velocity, which is denoted by the letter u. Here we have to find out the sedimentation velocity, which is denoted by the letter u. U is equal to the x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. x2 is the distance of boundary at a time t2 from the axis of rotation, and x1 is the distance of a boundary at a time t1 from the axis of rotation. U is the x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. From this, if we will get the value of sedimentation velocity, we can calculate again sedimentation coefficient S, which is denoted by the letter S. This is the sedimentation coefficient. S is equal to U by W square into 2 by x1 plus x2, where U is a sedimentation velocity, W is the angular velocity, which is calculated from this experiment. 2 by x1 is the distance of a boundary, and x2 is also a distance of a boundary at a time t1 and t2 respectively. When we put the value of u, w, x1 and x2, then we can calculate the sedimentation coefficient. If we will get the sedimentation coefficient, then from this sedimentation coefficient, from this sedimentation velocity, we can calculate the number average molar mass. But in the last formula, Mn is equal to S naught RT divided by D naught into 1 minus rho V. In that formula there are some new terms are involved, and we have to explain here how these new terms and what is the meaning of these new terms. R, we know that R is a gas constant, T is the temperature, D0 is the diffusion constant, rho is the density of given solvent, rho is the density of given solvent, R gas constant, T is temperature, D0 is the diffusion constant, rho is the density of solvent, V, it is also V bar. V bar is a specific volume of a polymer sample, and here some new term is given S naught. This S naught is the sedimentation constant, which can be calculated by, if we plot a graph between the sedimentation constant and concentration, if we plot a graph between the sedimentation coefficient and concentration, then the graph obtained is a straight line. If this straight line is increases, if this straight line is increases, then we will get the value of S0. This is the sedimentation constant. If we plot a graph between the sedimentation coefficient and concentration, then we will get the graph is a straight line which is increases up to the y-axis, then we will get the value of a sedimentation constant. This value if this value is put in that formula, Mn is equal to S0, that means sedimentation constant, R is the gas constant, T is the temperature, D naught is the diffusion constant, 1 minus rho is the density of solvent, and V is the specific volume of a polymer sample. Here then we can calculate the number average molar mass by sedimentation velocity method, where S0 and D0 are the sedimentation and diffusion constant respectively. Now in the second method, that means sedimentation equilibrium method, same experiment can also be performed in such a way. There is a one axis of rotation and one solution cell, where the lower molecular weight polymer and higher molecular weight polymer species is present in the solution cell. These solution cell, if rotated by 15,000 rpm, that means rotation per minute, this is the direction of centrifugal force. The colloidal particle are sedimented under the influence of centrifugal force as well as under the influence of gravitational force, and we have to find out here, let x1 is the distance of a first boundary from the axis of rotation, x2 is the distance of a second boundary in the same solution cell at a time t2, and x3 is the distance of a third boundary from the axis of rotation at a time t3. Here Ca, Cb and Cc, there are three concentration terms are taken, Ca, Cb and Cc. That means the boundary is denoted by the Ca, Cb and Cc. Ca is the concentration of solvent in the A part, Cb is the concentration of solvent in the B part, and Cc is the concentration of solvent in the C part, and x1, x2 and x3 are the distances of a boundary from the axis of rotation at a different time, that means t1, t2 and t3, and the solution is rotated by the 15,000 rotation per minutes. In that technique again, in that sedimentation equilibrium method, weight average molecular weight can also be calculated by using the formula Mw is equal to twice RT log x, this is the exponential log ln of CA divided by CB, twice RT ln of CA divided by CB. This is the exponential log ln CA divided by CB divided by W square into 1 minus rho V into x1 square minus x2 square. Here we have to express the meaning of all the term used in that formula. MW is the molecular weight average molecular weight of given polymer. We have to calculate here weight average molecular weight of given polymer. R is the gas constant, T is the temperature, ln that means log E. Ca is the concentration of solvent in the A part, Cb is the concentration of solvent in a B part. W is the angular velocity, W is the angular velocity. 1 minus rho is the density of solvent. V is the specific volume of a polymer sample. X1 is the distance of a boundary from the axis of rotation at a time t1, and x2 is the distance of a boundary at a time t2, distance of a boundary from axis of rotation at a time t2. If we put all the value in that formula, then we can calculate the weight average molecular weight of given polymer sample. तो इस प्रकार से मैंने सेडिमेंटेशन वेलोसिटी मेथड एज वेल एज सेडिमेंटेशन इक्विलिब्रियम मेथड आपको सिंपल टेक्निक से समझाने का प्रयास किया है। तो आपको थोड़ा बहुत ये सेडिमेंटेशन वेलोसिटी मेथड एज वेल एज सेडिमेंटेशन इक्विलिब्रियम मेथड थोड़ा बहुत तो आपको समझ गया होगा, ऐसी आपसे अपेक्षा करता हूँ। आप फिर से इसके बारे में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन ले और पढ़ाई करें। और इसी के साथ मैं आज का वीडियो समाप्त करता हूँ। थैंक यू।